Today, I am finally making a quilt that will end my scrap pile. It is a pattern you all know, but I am sewing it in the wonkiest way possible. Perfectionists, look away, because this one gets a little wild. Here are my scraps, all of them. I am using all that are big enough for a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. I am also adding my leftover jelly roll strips. All leftovers are in play here. I couldn't resist making another Terry Rowland color wash quilt, but I'm adding a wonky flavor to this version. Let's start sewing. We take one centerpiece and we make a frame around it from a second fabric. It doesn't need to be a perfect strip, as long as it covers all the other bits. We'll get around to trimming it afterwards. So far, I am following Terry Rowland's tutorial. I just love the simplicity and the free flow of it. Terry, along with Kate from the last homely house, were the ones that actually made me fall in love with scrappy blocks and rainbow washes. As you can see, I am not measuring or centering anything. I just use what I have on hand, sew it and leave it as is. While this may be very nerve-wracking for my cameraman Mike and other people who love everything straight and parallel, I personally love that all my quilt blocks will be completely different. I will not have two alike, and that makes this quilt even more special. Now it's time to take things up a notch. I am adding a second layer to this cute block, so after we've made the original scrappy block, we just keep going. For several reasons actually. First, I love bigger blocks. So by adding one or more layers actually, I get to still use the tiny fabrics from my blocks, but because they expand, I get to use more fabrics as well. Plus, I just love mixing colors and get this sort of explosion look. And these blocks, once they're all sewn together, will give me just that. And by the time we're done, this is what we have. So perfect. I'm in love already. Okay, now we do this 99 more times at least. I just want to keep going until I either get tired or run out of scraps. The last time I did the scrappy challenge, I almost ran out of scraps. And for weeks, I was a little bit worried I wouldn't be able to grow my scrap stash back to its original size. Oh boy, was I wrong. As a person who makes a quilt per week, even though it's small pieces, I can guarantee that running out of scraps is near impossible. So fully expect lots of scrappy goodness for the foreseeable future. You will notice that I have no set shapes or sizes for any of my pieces. The center does not need to be a square, it doesn't need to be in the middle, and it doesn't need to be straight. The first frame doesn't need to be parallel. The pieces don't need to be the exact same size or the same size as the centered piece for that matter. You can trim off the excess afterwards. To be honest, the first frame doesn't even need to be 3 inches before you add the second frame. As long as the final block is 5 inches, so it will match all the others, everything is fluid and changeable in this block. Now that I think of it, I'll probably end up wonkying some blocks up on purpose. I have a couple that are way larger than 5 inches, so I'm thinking I can just rotate my ruler when I'm trimming and make them topsy-turvy to match the crazy Mad Hatter energy I've got going today with this one. I recently got a comment on this channel that made me uncomfortable. It made me realize that some people really don't see me as a person. Just something to watch, to entertain them, always with a big smile on my face. Like an object, really. Something you pull out of a box when you're bored and put away when you're done. It made me feel invisible, and that's a really strange feeling. I'm a real person with a real life off camera that, just like yours, has its ups and downs. But for some reason, all my life, I've always made a point of dealing with my issues myself because I didn't want to burden people. Some of you know that my 17-year-old cat died a while back, and it was a big blow for me because we were inseparable. We even quilted together. She loved playing with fabric too. At first, I shared how hard things were for me, but after a while, I felt like I was supposed to move on, like I should be able to handle it. But weeks turned into months, and I just didn't know how to bounce back. That big smile you see on camera became harder and harder to reach. And that's when I started doing therapy, and it changed everything because I finally saw the pattern I'd been living in. Silencing myself and carrying all my problems alone, believing that was the right way to live. But not anymore, and thanks to my therapist, I finally broke free from that cycle. So when BetterHelp reached out to be a paid partner of this video and I got to know how they work, I really wanted to share it with you. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that makes it convenient and affordable to talk to a credentiated therapist right from your home. You can talk with your therapist by video, phone, or even messages on your own schedule. BetterHelp matches you with one of their credentiated therapists based on your preferences, and if it doesn't feel like the right fit, you can change at any time. Now, if you're thinking therapy sounds nice, but it's not for me, you're not alone. I felt that way too at first. But after I gave it a try, I realized therapy is about having someone who listens, like really listens, without judgment, without telling you what to do, and without expecting you to change who you are, so you don't have to carry everything on your own. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It simply asks, is there anything you'd like to carry more lightly? Maybe something to make peace with. We all carry things quietly. Griefs we never fully spoke out loud, worries we learned to tuck away, moments we told ourselves weren't worth mentioning. Having a place where those things can exist, even briefly, can make you feel less alone. That's what it felt like for me, and BetterHelp makes starting therapy feel easier. You can begin today right from your home on your own time. And if you'd like to give it a try, you can get 10% off your first month of therapy using my link at www.betterhelp.com/soeasybysandy. I will also leave the link in the description in case it feels like the right moment for you too. And just look at the awesomeness I have made today while spending zero money on supplies. Time to puzzle. I'm still keeping it free flow, so I'll just place them all and maybe switch if the same fabrics end up next to each other. But really, this won't even fit my sewing table or any table I own, I believe. So I may as well just leave it to the patchwork gods and see where I get in the end. We've got a little bit of everything. Some are sweet, some are in your face, some are... I don't even know what they are, to be honest. But I'm very confident it will all make sense in the end. Let's sew! Loving scrappy projects isn't something that was immediate for me. In fact, I have to confess I have tossed countless bags of scraps in the trash. And I would start with the best intentions. I would keep every teeny tiny scrap I owned. We all do it, I guess. Come on, confess. But as time went by, the scrap bags would grow and take up room, and eventually I would just get fed up with them and throw them away. Because the truth is, it is quicker and easier to cut fabric from yardage than sorting through scraps. And I'm not a patient person. But the moment I made my first scrappy project, I was hooked. Not only do scrappy projects look really nice, the feeling you get from turning trash into something special and valuable is amazing. It still takes time and effort, but now I think it is totally worth it in the end. I'm really fond of using pieces of fabric that I haven't looked in ages, some in years and years, and remembering that time and the project I made with that fabric and why I loved it. Do you feel the same way? I get a little nostalgic. Some pieces even remind me of my cat who passed away, and I still find myself tearing up now and then. So yeah, working with scraps is very rewarding once you get past that initial sorting phase. This is looking awesome, by the way. I am loving the quirkiness and how colorful this all turned out. Even the colors I don't usually like as much. I'm talking to you, Brown. They look perfectly balanced in this layout. I cannot wait to show you the final result. And here we have it, our pretty, scrappy, wonky quilt looking so special. I don't think I've ever made a quilt quite like this one. I love it. Thank you BetterHelp for partnering with me, and you can use my link below for 10% off your first month of therapy. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.